a good ball played in for Tony Morley. Oh, he missed it! It is! Peter Ward! Villa in the lead!
Hello, good afternoon, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Threader podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. Please subscribe, help me to the road to 2K. Make sure to smash the like button on this video, and you can follow me on all socials. On today's episode, I'm joined by my special guest, Amy Rose Finlay, who is the host of the Matchday. She has a big TikTok following, and her name is Amy AVFC, and my Monday show regular, Aaron Fulton, who is the host on the Football Brief, will be on the show with us as well. On this match preview episode, we turn our attention to the Europa League. This is the match preview. I'll be doing a pre-match talk show. Aston Villa versus Maccabi Tel Aviv in the Europa League. Thursday night football is back again. 8 p.m. kickoff at Villa Park. Aston Villa need to bounce back after losing to the champions and a shot defeat against Go Ahead Eagles in the last time Aston Villa played in the Europa League. It is important that Aston Villa learn from their mistakes, especially giving out gifts. And we don't want to be giving out any more early Christmas presents. It's great to have you both for the show. How are we today?
How am I doing?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
doing good. Yeah, off the back of the Liverpool game, I think like we were just having a chat before we've gone live, and I'm not mad about it because I think that beating City and Spurs prior is fantastic, and we're all kind of in agreement. I think as a fan base that we've gifted them that 3 points. It wasn't like Liverpool were particularly good, and we weren't outrageously bad. I'm taking positives like Morgan Rogers' performance from that, and the difference it would have made had we have got that goal early on, and moving on to the next. But no, as a Villa fan right now, I actually feel pretty good, which is surprising after the beginning of the season. You just wouldn't even imagine we would be where we are now a month ago.
Well, Amy, welcome to the show. You did a very good job. Good job with your TikToks. I'm a massive fan.
Oh, likewise. I was saying earlier, you're such an inspiration to me. And the show that you're doing, I've watched a few episodes. Really, really good and interesting as well.
Okay.
Great guests. Also, good selection.
Oh, cheers. How are you, Aaron? How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah. Sort of echo what Amy said. To be honest, it wasn't the worst result in the end. I think the City and the Spurs result was positive, and we played quite well. I thought the first half especially, it was just the mistake which cost us and sort of set us on the way. But I'm fairly positive. I'm looking forward to the Thursday game. Hopefully get another win and sort of get that momentum back. So yeah, how are you, Chad? How you feeling? How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. I was a bit of pain earlier today, but I'm kind of glad actually that we did the podcast a bit later. But it's always a good distraction, this podcast.
No, I appreciate you doing it, mate. And I always look forward to these Monday therapy sessions. Whether we've won or lost, you always seem to bring some form of balance to the results. So, so thanks, mate.
Good things. Going back to the Liverpool game, with Morgan Rogers, if he scores that goal, It's a complete different game. It would change the complete outcome of the game, that would have.
Yeah, it was close. I think it's annoying saying the what ifs sometimes, isn't it? Because it will only. I actually think had we have got that one, it could have been potentially a massacre. Because once we score, we tend to do pretty well. But I think that first goal was always. I think whichever way that first goal went, it was always going to be. We do lose our momentum quite quickly when we concede, unlike a lot of other teams. So, and also the long ball situation. I know we play from the back.
Yeah.
That's the way we play, and it's worked for us. But I think we could have capitalised on that weak side of Liverpool, whereby they've done so badly this season from long balls. So that would be my only my main critic, really. But Unai stayed true to what we do. And the mistake, unfortunately, did come from playing from the back. So the initial one. So we're just going to have to carry on. We can't be mad. We've done so well.
Okay. So, we're talking more data about the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
So, what is your overall thoughts?
Oh, I lost you then, Chad. Sorry, say that again, mate.
What do you think? What do you make of the Liverpool game?
Yeah, look, I think, the first goal is always going to be important, and when Rodgers hits the post, it's you sort of start thinking, is it going to be one of those sort of afternoons, evenings? I mean, it's going to sound really negative, but Anfield hasn't been good for us for the last, decades.
We don't seem to get a result there at all.
Yeah, and I was sort of confident, thinking, because their form has been so bad recently, and ours has been good. I thought this is probably the best chance we're going to get for a long time, and we started off well, and I thought, okay, this could be our sort of night. But I don't know. It's just once that goal went in, head sort of dropped, and you're at Anfield. The fans, I think the Liverpool fans were on edge. I think they needed that goal, and obviously it was Salah as well, which sort of got their tails up a bit, and then that was it. Then I think we gradually sort of like dipped out of the game. But I did think the substitutions were good, actually. I thought Barkley looked really good when he came on. I thought Maatsen gave a bit of energy, so that was promising. And look, big Ollie Watkins fan, as we are on this pod, but I don't know.
He's very low. I think Ollie Watkins. He's very low on confidence. In that game against Liverpool, he was completely marked out the game. And he didn't carry on his phone. He wasn't getting that England squad on, I don't think.
England squads, I agree. I don't know. I think at the minute he's probably there on a bit of merit, isn't he? And look, that's nothing against him. I just think he needs to. I don't know if you guys agree. Do you think it stems from the PSG game when he picked Rashford over Watkins, and there was that?
Yeah, that might affect him mentally, maybe.
And since then, I mean, I don't know if the media made it bigger than it was, but certainly, I don't know. It just hasn't seemed right, and I know there was potentially a move away in the summer that didn't really materialise. So I don't know. He just doesn't seem himself. I know he's trying. He's definitely. He's not playing bad, by the way. He's still putting himself about. I just think the goals. It's like sometimes when the chance is there, usually Ollie of old just take that shot.
Yeah.
He seems to be taking longer or not having.
He's not like him. He's completely not himself.
So that's probably a bit of a disappointment. More just so I just want to know what's going on with him, and I really want him to score a goal. But my overall thought was, it's Anfield. I thought it might be our chance. It wasn't meant to be, but fortunately the two results prior sort of allowed us to have a bit of breathing space in that respect. So it's okay. We move on now. I don't want to dwell too much on it.
It's frustrating to watch because I don't single out players. But what was Emi Martinez thinking? Why do you not clear his lines? There was no need to pass it.
I think that kind of is a classic Martinez mistake. I don't know how often he does that. I don't think it's all the time, but I've seen him come close many times, actually, in the whole end watching him. Yeah. It was a lapse of concentration. I think if we held every player to an individual area, it would. There's no point in my opinion, sort of tearing a player down. It is annoying, and it changed the whole outcome of the game.
Well, what it is before, also the second half, because we really got to half time. It was bad timing.
Yeah.
And against a team like Liverpool, playing out for the back, you're asking for trouble. The way
Yeah.
they press you.
No,
think
I
that's
totally agree.
Sorry, Amy, go on after you.
I was just gonna continue to say I just totally agree. I think the lapse of concentration, and also, you know, Salah has been in really bad form. Like it was nothing to do with him. It
Yeah.
was right place, right time. We've gifted them that. But
It's a gift.
I mean, I mentioned on my TikTok yesterday, Martinez put a caption on his post on Instagram. Yes, I look at this sort of thing. Translated into English, it's something like, I either win or I learn. And I just think, he's gone about it the right way. He will learn. And you just got to, I don't like holding a player to that. Although, yeah, it does feel like that one mistake he made has cost us. Being the one person that feels or been made to feel responsible for a whole team losing is harsh on one player. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Come on, it's the basics of the game. Those are the fundamentals. We need to sort of learn from those mistakes. Because another day, we might have won that game another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, Chad. I think Amy made a point earlier, a good point. This is the Unai Emery way, isn't it? Playing at the back with this style of football. Unfortunately, there's going to be mistakes like that. No matter how good they are, even the best teams play it from the back. There's always a mistake there, and it could have been anybody. Just happened to be Martinez this time, and for the most part, we play out well. And I know fans get frustrated, and I know sometimes, like Amy said as well, we could have used the long ball a bit more. I think that was a good opportunity to use that against Liverpool, especially against that.
The likes of Van Dijk, because Van Dijk hasn't got a legs used now. Using the long ball, but put the centre backs under pressure.
It also, I think, would have been an interesting test to try the long ball method with this team because I haven't seen it really. So, even if it wasn't effective, what would have been the harm in going for that? But the one thing I rate about Emery is he won't change his style. Like, he knows what he wants to do. He's passionate about the way he plays with his team. And yeah, maybe a long ball would have been nice, but at least he sticks to his guns and is confident. That's always reassuring in a manager.
And I think as well, we lost the midfield battle. Liverpool in the midfield were completely dominant. And amongst the McAllister, he was back to himself again. Supposedly and Guessand. And that's where the game, I predicted the other day, that's where the game was going to be won. And Liverpool won the midfield battle.
Yeah. I think with recent fantastic performances as well from Onana, Kamara, it was a surprise. But again, there wasn't enough in it for that to be the reason. I think if we didn't mess up twice, that's still a 0-0, even losing the midfield battles, like you say.
You're right, yeah.
So it's just really annoying that these two mistakes have cost us the way they have. And I'm not going to, personally as a fan, because I have drove myself insane many a times, being really sort of looking into it, analytical about it. I don't think there was anything terribly bad and terribly wrong with the performance.
I would think that Man City, because Man City the week before, so it's not all bad. And there's no shame losing to Liverpool. They won the Premier League title last season.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing as well. I had a Blue Nose comment. So I think they beat, was it Peterborough or someone? Maybe.
We don't know. It's hard.
That's the thing I actually don't know. I don't look.
Low down the table, do we? Down the divisions.
Correct. And they commented whoever they beat, whatever score it was. And I was thinking, are we really comparing the champions of England right now to whoever they beat? It was quite funny. But yeah, we could hold our head high for sure. And Liverpool fans will agree that wasn't exactly a game that they would want to watch again. They just did what they needed to do and were quite lucky. But all focus is on, obviously, the Thursday night game now. I know nothing about Tel Aviv. I don't know if you guys know anything about their team. I
Not
don't.
much about them.
Yeah, and I think it would be,
for their fans.
yeah, well, their fans aren't obviously going, are
Good
they?
reputation.
Yeah. I've heard mixed things, actually. Was it in the Netherlands they were or something and it kicked off? I heard that it was apparently not the way that the press made out, but again, something I don't really look too much into.
The thing is, with fans there, Safety is paramount. The safety comes first. There's no place in society. The sort of violence, and causing trouble. There's no place for it.
No,
Yeah.
I think football's football, and there's always going to be these sort of fans. Look at the Conference League a couple of years ago. We had the Legia Warsaw fans who were, causing carnage. One of my friends back in Birmingham is a policeman, and he was on our WhatsApp group telling us he was on the shift that night, and it was carnage from the city centre all the way to the airport. When they were sort of getting coaxed back onto the plane and stuff, it was bad. And he was telling us some things that weren't actually put in the papers of horses dying and things like it was crazy. And so fans have always had that edge, or certain fans. And I think with the political landscape at the minute, with the narrative
Girls are going on all that,
it's hard. It's hard to not let it bleed into the football, but unfortunately, that's the current state of affairs. And I think it's the right decision with everything going on. And it's just, it makes sense. But obviously, the annoying thing is, you look at X, you look at TikTok, you look at all these socials, and the papers who don't know Villa very well. It's all about, Villa should have done this. They should have dropped a statement. It's like we're just here. We don't know. It's not. It's the police that have made the call along with the government. So yeah, it's one of those ones. But unlike you, Amy, though, I don't really know the team that well in terms of how they're doing on the pitch. So, but I know enough to know that we should be beating them.
I would expect to win, yeah. But I also expected to be go-ahead Eagles. And I do think it would be very on brand for Villa to maybe not. I don't know. To lose the game like this.
I think it should be a comfortable victory, I think. We should be beating them 4 or 5-0. I mean, with the squad that we've got, I think quite comfortably. But we can't take anything for granted in this competition, because we saw the go-ahead Eagles. I mean, we no one expected that at all. That was a shock defeat.
Yeah, you don't want to turn up just too big for your boots. This is going to be a walk in the park, because when you don't give players that kind of respect, they will walk all over you. I can only imagine we are classes and classes above this team, but we don't want to be too comfortable. And we actually do need this win, really, I think. Definitely in the Europa, but also I just don't want I feel like if we then have 2 losses on the bounce, we could go back to beginning of the season Villa. I'm sure we won't, but we don't really want that.
Don't be complacent.
Yeah.
And you can't underestimate anyone.
That's probably
one thing with us. Yeah.
No, go on, Chad.
About Europe, I mean, every Europa League. We need to take this competition seriously.
It's definitely the best chance we've had in a long time to really, I really feel confident about this cup. We could actually win silverware. I thought we'd win the Champions League, so maybe I am always going to be that deluded fan. But with Unai's record and the competition, respectfully, it should be ours. So, we just need to actually show up.
It's another way to get into the Champions League. So you get a trophy and you get in the Champions League.
Yeah. It's a dream. Like Spurs last season, even though they finished 17th, like the best season they've had in forever, and they arguably had a better season than Arsenal. So it's the dream. Obviously, I hope we get top 6 as well. That's my personal goal. But some kind of silverware in my lifetime would be nice.
Yeah. And going back to the Liverpool game, do you see Ben Kamara with the nutmeg?
But
that was class. That was.
Yeah.
So there is some positives to take from that game still.
Definitely.
I mean, physically as well.
He looked good again, didn't he?
We don't know that. I mean, he was drawing forward, bursting forward. Put himself out there, his body on the line.
He's turned a bit of a corner, hasn't he, now? I think that Man City game was sort of the making of him. He's always been good, hasn't he? But we've never really seen him hit that potential, especially with that stature that he's got and that physicality, like you say, Chad. And I think the Man City game was just a benchmark. And then he sort of did it again. And I saw a couple of the blocks he was making and just getting in and around and using his body more. So I think he's looking good. And let's not forget, we've still got Tielemans to come back as well in the mix. So, the signs are good. I think we've just got to be realistic as fans at the minute. And, especially at the start that we had, we're miles away from that now. And I think, like Amy just said, I think Thursday presents a good opportunity to get us back winning ways, get that momentum going again before big game on is it Sunday, big game against Bournemouth.
Notty Cash. He's been our most consistent player. Notty Cash, he gets a lot of stick. What do you think is he's very underrated? He's one of the most important players. Yeah.
I mean, I feel, to be honest, I feel like, I don't know if it was the back end of last season. Did he make a few mistakes? I can't remember. I remember thinking personally as a fan, we could let go of him and I wouldn't mind. I do remember thinking that, but he's proved me wrong anyway. And obviously, it's really difficult to be mad at the way he started the season because the whole team was poor other than Buendia. So, I mean, his form in the past few games has been fantastic, literally game-changing. But I genuinely in the summer, I probably wouldn't have been too bothered to have lost him. And I think he was aware that fans were talking about him. He was getting a lot of stick and he's really shown up and proved us wrong. The ones that maybe were a little bit more negative.
Mm-hmm. There is so many positives. Even though Morgan Rogers, he's looking back to his best again. So looking back to himself again.
Yeah.
He looks more like he's free in the back in that role. The number 10 role, like he's drawing up players again.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, he's it's been a while coming. I think every player's been hit with confidence, and I think just touching back on Matty Cash as well. I think I've never really had an issue with him. I know there's mistakes there for sure. Is he our best right back? Is he the best player? No. But one thing I will say for him and a couple of other players as well in this category, he's really bought into Emery's style of playing system. It may have taken him a while, but if you look at him when Emery first came to now, it's night and day. Like he's really taken on the coaching.
Emery's changed him, I think.
Yeah, he's disciplined in that position. Because
he's adapted
he was a
really well.
Yeah, he was a right winger at Forest, so he's got that attacking nature in him, but he's been told to suppress it slightly to work more defensively for the team and for the formation. So I think fair play to him for adapting, and I think the contract was well deserved. And I think he genuinely likes the Villa as well, which is always a nice sign from a player. I think he wants to play for us, and he's happy there. So there's no complaints from me for Matty Cash.
And with Matty Cash, shoot this. What a beautiful goal against Man City. Yes, he nearly scored against Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I think it's always nice, really, when we can actually attack from the back. I mean, we play from the back anyway, but he just has that desire, and I actually think his all-around play has improved as well. I'm not worried when players are running at him. I actually think he can control it. Man City was a great example of that. He was so I don't think. I'm on Finalysis, and I think I gave him one of the highest ratings I've ever given a player, him and Onana, after the Man City game. It's so impressive. But like I said, I almost felt like before last season in particular, I want to say near the end, but I can't remember what timescale I'm talking here. I was more confident in him going forward and then actually defending, and he's a right back. So, now his all-around play has improved. I'm a happy fan. For sure.
And going back to the Europa League, guys, what people to the league were doing, they'll put a lot of men behind the ball. They'll try and frustrate us. And we have to be patient, I think. Following the breakthrough. Oh, actually, we're tempted, actually. We'll talk about it shortly. But maybe Ross Barkley could be effective in this game.
So when we were doing, I know you're going to touch on the squads in a bit. I went to put him in, but then I remembered he's not been included in the Europa League squad.
Oh, he hasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not been included because.
Oh, we'll have to change it.
Sorry, yeah, no, I literally went. I put his name in, and I remembered he was cut from the.
Oh yeah, he didn't get registered.
Yeah, because I think at the start of the season, I think he had some personal stuff going on, didn't he? So he
That's
wasn't
it.
around. So then he didn't get
Maybe
included.
Bogard instead then.
We can just pretend it's we can say it's Bogard instead. But no, yeah. So just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yes. Doesn't go into convention position. I would think get straight to the front foot.
Yeah.
Straight the front foot straight away.
Just on Barkley though, do you not think he sort of threw back the ears a bit against Liverpool, sort of like in that number 10 when he came on and he was like bursting?
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh well, okay. I thought every time he's come on and made a bit of a cameo appearance since he's been back, I thought he's looked good. He's very good at like slowing the game down or like just sort of like making his own tempo. You know, when we need someone just to hold the ball a bit and just like calm, he's very good at that. And I think, yeah, it's a shame we can't use him, but I do think he's definitely an asset for us.
Yeah, I do expect a few changes. Emery, I think he'll rotate the squad. There'll be a couple of changes, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you think that he'll potentially drop Martinez and put Bizzo in goal? I know I think it'd be the wrong decision. But sometimes, obviously, any kind of cup game, you might put your second choice keeper up as well.
Actually, we'll get on the screen now. We'll get my predicted lineup on first.
Mm-hmm.
This one predicted lineup to face Maccabi today.
No.
Obviously, we'll exclude Ross Barkley. So we'll put Bogard in there instead.
Gotcha.
So what do you both make of that team? And Amy, you can get involved in this if you want.
No, definitely. In my personal lineup, I'd definitely have Elliot in there. So you've gone for Bizzo.
Yeah.
Matteson, yes. I feel like he deserves more minutes. I know, obviously, Unai definitely prefers Dean, but I don't think that in this kind of game it would be necessary to play him. So I agree with that.
Yep.
But Barkley, obviously, it's a shame. Who would you have instead, Anana?
It's good. Well, I was thinking Bogard.
Yeah. Bogard, you said.
Give Onana a rest, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking Bogard myself as well for the extra minutes, but definitely Elliot. I mean, why is he not being played is the question.
Well, I spoke to that Abby from the Redmen TV. She's a Liverpool fan.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very surprised.
Yeah.
Because he's got a lot more creative spark. Gives that creativity. And he can't unlock defences.
Mm-hmm.
But Unai has a habit with this though. Think about when Yuri Tielemans first came in. I don't think he made a starting lineup until I want to say November. I could be wrong there, but he very much would come on as a sub or was on the bench and had to sort of watch the game from the side to understand. I think he very much wants the players to understand positionally where they're going to be. And even Barkley last season when he first came in didn't really feature heavily. So, and let's not forget, Elliot wasn't his first choice. It was Paquetá from West Ham. So although they've been scouting Elliot, I know they really like him as a person and as a player. I think he just needs time to develop into that role. So it's not
like Emery. You know what Emery's doing, I think. He's embedded it in the team slowly. He's embedded him into the team.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it yet. I think if we come to January and he's still not really played, then I'd probably be thinking, I don't think he fancies him. But I would expect him, or it would be nice for him to have a chance on Thursday. I agree. I think it's the game where he could really, sort of have a go and try and get comfortable in the position, because he's not going to learn it if he doesn't play it. So, and with Buendia potentially out as well, that gives him a bit of a chance. So. I like the lineup.
Emery. Sometimes with Emery, I think he's accused of being stubborn because he has sort of like his favourites, players that he thinks suits games. At the end of the day, he's the boss.
Yeah. And
he knows.
The start of the season, we were all sort of, I would say, questioning him, but we were questioning tactics, formations, and he was like, I'm sticking to my guns, and we've played, we went on an unbeaten run for five games. So his way is a good way. You just got to stick with it. And sometimes, even through the bad, he'll come through. So in Emery,
who do you think? Who do you think is better? Sancho or the who do you think's better? Or the Elliot?
Was that Sancho or Harvey Elliott?
Yeah, who would you prefer?
I would prefer to see Harvey Elliott more. However, Sancho has potential. I did think when he came on against City, he wasn't bad. I don't think he was actually. I don't think the reason he came off was because he was playing badly. I think it actually just worked in our favour to sub him at that point. But I did think he looked a bit nervous on the ball. He gave it away a little bit, nothing too notable, but I would be, as a fan, just more excited to see Elliot. I wouldn't say there's a lot in it, though. I think there's definitely improvement for Sancho, for sure. And obviously, like with Rashford, I'm expecting Unai to revive his career. I'm sure hope so anyway. But I don't personally feel like I've seen them enough to make that kind of decision. I'd be more excited to see Elliot, but there's not a lot in it for me.
Because Sancho, he has been a bit of an impact. At the end of the day, he actually looked very lively. Don't take it on the fullbacks. He didn't really hit the ground running like his previous clubs, in Chelsea and Man United. So he's got a big point to prove, Sancho.
Yeah, and I thought he looked good when he started against Go Ahead Eagles. I thought he looked good. I think he's looked good when he's come on. He's quite direct, isn't he? And we've missed that. And you know, like Amy just said, then if Emery can do one thing, it's sort of revive a player's confidence and career. You know, look at Rashford last season, and I think a big reason for Sancho coming was him speaking to Rashford and, you know, working under Emery and just sort of getting himself back to the potential player that he can be. I mean, I've never, you know, I've seen him in dribs and drabs, but for
all with Sancho is he gets that bully line really well.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at. He cuts across crosses.
And him and Maatsen on that left side, to be fair, because they were together at Dortmund as well. They do have a good connection down that left side. So I do think that's
you understand each other's game.
Can be, yeah, exactly. I think that can be really strong if it's utilised in the right way. So I think that's a really good lineup. And you've gone for Malen up front as well, I see.
Yeah, Watkins a rest.
Yeah.
And Watkins, he's been low on confidence. And Watkins can come on off the bench and make an impact.
It's one of those, isn't it? It's like, do you play him against a team like, again, no disrespect to Maccabi, but do you play him against them to try and get him the goals, to give him the confidence, or do you give him a rest? It's one of those ones, isn't it? But I agree with what you've done.
I agree too. But would you say that if Unai was to drop Watkins, even for a game like this, the narrative maybe would be that he's trying to, I don't know, spark some competition maybe. He's not good enough. He's benched for that reason. Could that become a toxic thing? I think it would actually be a good thing for Watkins. I think I want to see Malen. He's really impressed me this season, really positive football. I want to see him as a fan. And I think that would be the right choice. But I think the toxicity, I think the fans are really on Watkins' back, and myself included, which I feel bad about because I support him. I will support any player wearing a Villa jersey. I will never, ever sit there.
Once he gets one goal, then he goes on a goal-scoring run. Just needs to get a run at himself, scoring some goals.
I saw a stat earlier. He's got 1 goal and no assists in, I think, 15 appearances. I was going to ask you about this, Amy, just on a side note. Like, it was, obviously, you sit in the Holt end, you were saying. Is there any grumblings with Watkins? Are people saying things around you? Do you hear much? Is there negativity towards him, or is it supportive?
I wouldn't say it's massively negative, but when he misses the goal scoring opportunities, there's obviously the odd comment. That would be the case with anyone that was, say, one-on-one with a keeper. I wouldn't say it's more negative really than normal, but obviously he is not scoring, and people are noticing that. I'm seeing most of it online, I'd say, rather than in person. But having seen so much online lately, it wouldn't surprise me if the next few games. Because I fear for.
You know what I think, Amy? See, with Watkins, he's a funny striker. The thing is, he throws off confidence.
Yeah. And, you know, I know it's a bit controversial and I feel bad publicly saying this, but obviously I talk football to give my opinion and this is my opinion. I support him and I really want him to do well. If he could score a hat-trick every game and I can hold my hands up and say I was wrong about him, I would love nothing more than that. But I do feel like, you know, he's not clinical. I don't think that I think it would have been a really good thing to have sold him in the summer transfer window. We would have got good money because he's just hit.
Yep.
We would have ended on a high. He's just hit our all-time top goal scorer. He is getting a bit older anyway, but the money would have been good at that point. I think we're going to struggle this season now. Obviously his form would massively improve, but his age obviously isn't working in his favour. And obviously then we've got the World Cup. So I think we should have sold him last season. And I said that. I was at Bournemouth away. I was at the last away game this season.
When he scored the record-breaking goal.
That's the one, yeah. I don't know if it was the last one, but it was the record-breaking goal game. And I was so happy. And even after that game, everyone's on a high. Everyone's saying, God, Watkins, legend. I actually said, now we should sell him. This would be the perfect time to sell him, to cash in and leave on a high. Because I could see, even last year when he scored, was it 15 goals? When he had a really good goal scoring year, I could see as a fan watching. The thing that the stat readers on...
What's worrying is the only thing is the only Watkins is our only out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't really got target man. Just Watkins the only target man we've got.
I was very shocked that we didn't buy it. I know we were under financial fair play, but when you're getting players like Sancho in, I don't know what salary he's on, but we've managed to somehow pay him whatever each week. How we couldn't have got a striker? Because let's say Watkins gets injured. Obviously, we have Malen, but like you said, he's not actually replacing Watkins' exact position. You know, it was a strange choice to not go for a striker, I thought. Maybe he was going to sell Watkins. Maybe there was a backup and it all fell through. It was such a nothing transfer window really for us. And I was glad that we kept the players that we did. But
yeah,
I am concerned as a fan and I am not trying to get on his back. I don't want to create more of a negative conversation around Watkins, but I do think it's the right thing to bench him for this game. I want more of Malen anyway. And I'm impressed with his performance.
I think it's a fair point. He's our striker and he's not scoring goals. That's what he's there to do, isn't he? You know, as nice as he is and as good as the other stuff that he can do, he's fairly okay. That's his thing. And I think there's a few moving parts with Watkins. I think selling Duran last January may have affected it. Also, the marketplace. Is there a striker out there that's going to look? I know Watkins isn't scoring goals. Yeah, so I'm sort of going back on it now, but like.
Watkins. Going back to Watkins.
He doesn't replace him.
When John Duran was there, I think Watkins played better because I think Watkins likes competition.
I would agree.
He likes him playing better.
Something to prove. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a good point.
No, I agree. We could have got someone young in. I don't know. I feel like, was there no speculation at all? I'm not sure. But yeah, he definitely likes the competition. I would agree with that. And I don't know why his confidence is so low. Obviously, the team improving their performance is fantastic. I thought he would pick up with that. He's not. But maybe if we bench him this game, I know people might force a narrative that it's because he's not good enough, this and that. Maybe he'll prove himself. Malen actually has scored a few goals this season, so he could actually come in, bank a load of goals, and then you'd be sweating if you're Watkins after that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Aaron's team on the screen. So this is what Aaron's predicting, Lorna. So, Aaron, can you talk me through your thinking of this?
Yeah, I didn't drop Martinez because of the mistake. That wasn't the reason. I just think I quite like having Bizot in goal for the Europa games because I think it's nice to have a number two now who we can count on and who I'm not nervous about. I just think he's not played for a while, and I think, you know, I just quite like him in there for the Europa League. But whether Emery does that, I doubt it. But who knows? And then the back four sort of sells itself really. Cash, Konza, Pau, Martin. Obviously, Mings would have been in there, but obviously now he's injured, isn't he? He's done his hamstring on against Liverpool. And then I went Kamara and Bogard. I think Onana's put in a couple of monster performances. Could maybe do with the rest. I mean, Kamara probably could as well, but one of them's got to give. So I went with Onana. And then similar to you, Chad, Elliott, Sancho, Malen up front. And then I dropped McGinn. Just again,
Give a rest.
yeah, just because we've got a big game on Sunday is my main thinking. And Guessand, like I've seen a lot of chatter about him, and I don't think he's as bad as people are saying. Personally, I think he's okay. I think his work rate's good. I think he gets up and down and supports the fullback enough. I think he was a threat against Go Ahead Eagles. Obviously, got that goal, which is a bit of a weird goal, but he got it. So I just think it's a good chance for him to maybe try and push on a bit. So, and again, Watkins on the bench. So a lot of my bench players is in mind for the
And
game.
Bergard as well. He's been playing a big part in the Europa League.
Yeah.
And what I love about Bergard is he's very composed with the ball, like with the ball at his face. Like he just does he does it simple. Like the basics that he does.
Totally. And I think it was only a couple of games ago he had like 100% passing accuracy, or I think all passes completed. So he's really grown into his own, and I think being next to players like Kamara, Onana, Tielemans when he's fit has helped him. And I think I just love how versatile he is. He's played right back, centre back, centre defensive mid, and he's just improved every time he's played.
Emery, he likes versatile players.
Yeah. So he'd be in for me for sure. And then hopefully, like we were just saying about Elliot, I would love to see Elliot on the pitch and to get a chance. So Rodgers rested again. All Sunday. He's not going to do this. Of course he's not. But in my mind, it's like that's what I would want to see, just to sort of have a bit of balance and rotation. But
yeah,
and Ian Matson as well.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
You go on, Carolina.
Yeah, I was just going to say Guessand. I think maybe this is a good game to start him because less pressure, with, again, respect to our opponent, less quality to play against, I suppose. Maybe it'd be good for him to get a bit of confidence back. But I have been underwhelmed with him, and I feel like I sound like a really negative fan. Like I said, I support anyone in a Villa jersey, and I don't like getting, I want to be behind them all the time, and I am. But I've not understood the signing.
It's not a bad thing at all. I think, I think you ask most fans, and I'm with you on this point. I agree. I think his work rate's good, but I don't really understand. Like, I still don't know where he should be playing. Like, I don't get his best position or what he. I know he can sort of carry the ball a bit. I know he's physical.
Well, physically.
That's
I don't think he's not quite strong enough physically, because he gets dispossessed too easily sometimes.
Yeah.
And like there was a moment in the City game like that I remember where he just stopped running when he could have. Don't get me wrong, it probably wouldn't have changed the game really, but I don't know. He could have just ran for the ball when he did. Like there was just sort of little things where it's like he's almost given it before. Maybe he's counting himself out, and maybe his confidence is going, and obviously people are realizing. But it was almost like when the whole team were bad at the beginning of the season, he just sort of like was part of that. Everyone was the same. But now that everyone's improved and he's sort of still, in my opinion, back there, I'm seeing the cracks in his play. And it's a shame because I want him to do well. But I just, like you said, I don't really see what Unai sees in him. I don't know. I don't understand what he would bring to our team.
He's adapting to the Premier League stuff. Yeah, it's taking time to adjust.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's maybe too early to be too critical, but I would have expected to see some kind of improvement by now. He's had quite a lot of minutes, I think, overall. But I agree, this game would be a good one for him to come in, start, hopefully get a bit of confidence. Like I said, he was good in the Europa before, so this could be a good thing. I really hope so, because I hate any kind of negativity around our club or players.
Yeah. Good, but then Ian Matson, I think I'm glad that he started this game, because he suits the Europa League tempo. And, not the way he sort of gets forward really well. And I think Matson as well. He tracks back really well.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big Ian Matson fan. And I feel sorry for him because it's only because Luca Dean's just had a complete revival of his career, hasn't he? And the last couple of years since Emery's come in, has just gone on to another level that no one expected. And for Matson, it's good and bad because it's a good mentor for him for the left back position. But also, it's like I thought this season he would be starting, but then obviously Luka Dean's been so good, he just can't get in. But every time he comes on, it's been a couple of games where he's looked to be a bit hit and miss. But on the whole, I really like him, and I think he gives us a different dynamic when he comes on. And again, like I said before, the link up with Sancho's is good, and he gets in and around the box. So I would expect to see him, and hopefully, he does some stuff with Sancho again, because that was good to see the other week.
So, Amy, I'll ask you the next question. So why does Guessand get picked over Daniel Malen?
I don't know, because for me, Marlon's just done well every time.
What more can he do?
Well, that's again the question. Anything that's good enough for Unai Emery is good enough for me. He's seeing something week in, week out, maybe in training that we don't see, but I can't even begin to understand it. I don't know why that is. No, I honestly don't know. I think there's a difference in class between the two. And the only thing is, maybe, like I said, Guessand let's say in training, maybe he's actually scoring and creating more that we're just not seeing. But I don't know. That's definitely a question I'd love to ask Unai himself.
Yeah.
Get him on.
We've done your Malen. Come on, he's actually been at the club a lot longer than Guessand. Because he joined, was it January, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? I don't get what you would choose.
Yeah.
The player that's been more part of the team. I don't think Malen needs regular minutes. God, every time Malen started, he's been a real impact. But he scored in the Burnley game, was it twice? Then the other game, he's always been an impact.
Exactly. And I would even start Malen in Watkins' position as well. Because I think that's where he played for the Burnley game. Is that right?
He was sort of off him, yeah. Like he was that sort of second striker. Like Watkins sort of made the space, and Malen could run into it. I think that's probably the big issue, and that's why he doesn't get picked, because of that Burnley game, because of the way they play. That's why Emery went with Malen sort of off Watkins. But in other games, he's not been able to do that really. So he's gone with Guessand. I don't know if that's because he does track back a bit and will cover the right back. I don't quite know, but up until that Burnley game, I agree with you guys. I think Marlon's been great, and I do really. I think his goal scoring.
He's been more consistent.
His position, he's trying to find that position for him. But it's like Guessand, like these players that we're getting in, where are they fitting in? And that Burnley game was the first time I thought, that's where Malen needs to be. But Emery's not going to play the system every week. That's the issue. So it's a headache for him, not us. But I don't know how he hasn't got more minutes. I've been surprised this season that Guessand's got as many minutes as he's got.
Yeah.
Especially
as he continues to underperform.
Yeah.
They should be chosen based on their form. For example, you look at Thomas Tuchel. You look at the England squad. You don't pick players for names. You choose them based on how they've been playing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And he's finisher on the Malen. He's a natural finisher, Daniel Malen. I think physically he's stronger. He shows a lot of strength.
He's got pace.
And pace, let's say, pace as well.
Yeah.
But you don't Guessand does that. He holds on the ball far too long. And he seems to struggle with those competitive duels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when you've got players like Elliott, and I know they're completely different positions, but like Elliott's come on, and when he's played, he's actually looked fairly good, and he was sort of getting berated for passing forward, wasn't he? When Guessand's like actually losing the ball, and work rate isn't always there. Yeah, he starts, so it's I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the mind of Emery. I don't know, it sounds very complicated in that head, doesn't it? But it's interesting.
I mean, Emery, I think, he's got certain players that he trusts, and maybe he hasn't gained trust in Malen. I can't still wonder.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like maybe he shows up on the field when we watch him, whenever he gets minutes, and maybe in training he's just not doing the same thing. But like I said, it's a tough decision. But I feel like there's obviously going to be method behind the madness, and a new yes. But we're so within our rights as fans to ask these questions, because when you're seeing these kind of performances that might actually change a game, you know, you're going to be confused as to why he's making these decisions.
Yes. Yeah, it's a funny one.
Yeah.
So, hey, mate, and let's get into question. So, we'll talk about what is the match day menu? You host the match day menu.
Match day menu is, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I wanted to start some kind of like YouTube podcasty vibe sort of thing, because that's what all the other football creators are doing. And I was like, what can I do that's a bit more, I don't know. I was actually watching Chicken Shop Date. So it's kind of like a Chicken Shop Date meets Soccer Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's not actually a date. I'm not dating like 4 people at a time, by the way. It's like me and like 2 or 3 guests. But I didn't want to limit myself to Villa either. So I'm actually each week hosting a different set of fans. And actually, it's been great as a football fan to learn a bit more about other teams. I'm hearing things, you know, that the pundits don't see. They're watching their teams week in, week out.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we're all talking to each other about our teams, and it's been a really, really nice thing. But it is really hard to fit into my life because I've chosen to go to the city of where the team is. So just, you know, so I've got the local fans, I suppose. And going up to Newcastle on a random Saturday is going to prove quite tough, but that is the whole concept. So thankfully I've managed to get a few cool restaurants to agree to give us food, and it's been really nice.
Oh wow.
Collaboration basics, because they've loved the idea, and we've sat and said, what's your match day menu? You know, that's the kind of sort of tagline's the word, but yeah, it's just a nice different spin, but we're talking football at the end of the day. So how the team that they support are playing. I'll always banter a bit and bring up Villa because that's my main thing, but I try to be as sort of neutral, I suppose, as I can be.
You've got your own niche.
Yeah, I wanted something a bit different. It's still really new though, so it's still growing, and I've definitely had a few teething issues here and there with technology and whatnot, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping that more and more people, maybe some of your followers that are watching this, maybe have watched a few episodes of Matchday Menu. I've had some really cool people on there, but it's really good to get a different take from different fans each week.
Well, I did say actually that at the start of the season, you did an episode with Justin and Hannah.
Yeah.
For UTV.
Well, I saw Justin on some random person's TikTok, and I'd never seen, he hadn't come up on my social media, and he was being interviewed outside Villa Park, and I commented, this man knows ball. Like the things he was coming out with was so like technical, analytical. I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden his face was everywhere. You know how the algorithm works. So like all of a sudden all I saw was Justin. And when I knew I wanted to do Villa first, I can't remember if we had exchanged I think I'd said this man knows ball, and he saw it and was like, that's me. Yes, I do, sort of thing. And Hannah as well. I hadn't seen her. And then Justin recommended her. All of a sudden, she was everywhere. And I wanted sort of female representation as well. And in addition to that, Hannah knows ball. If you see her on the overlap and the other cool things she's done, really, really good. So, yeah, it was great. It's just the only annoying thing is the amount of Villa people I know that are like, thanks for the invite, because I know so many, not just creators, but people that have the passion. I was like, guys, this one's a tough one. So it would have been better if I could do 1 million Villa episodes, I suppose. But it was really good to have them on the first one, and their take, like their opinion is really good because, like I said, they know their stuff.
It's a real good idea.
Thank you very much.
I get to accept you.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Praying, but it is, you know, one of those zero budget passion projects, and I'm actually just enjoying meeting people and actually creating it. The editing I don't love. That takes a very long time, but aside from that, it's good fun. So I'm going to Manchester at the end of the week. I'm hoping I can recruit a few Manchester City fans for this week's one. So I've had to have a few weeks off. I've been so busy. But
I like as well. Just making new friends. Because since doing this podcast, I met some amazing people.
like-minded people that want just have the same kind of passions and interests. It is nice. And I'll probably connect with Aaron after this as well. Follow him on social media.
Yes.
It's always good. Are you, just out of curiosity, Aaron, are you based in New York by any chance?
I am indeed, yeah.
Okay, no false advertisement there then.
No. So if you want to come and do one of your shop date things here, come on over.
Might be slightly more expensive than my ticket to Manchester.
Take
but...
the international. No, but
Yeah.
we'll connect and look. And also I know fans from different clubs as well. So if you ever need, if I can help in any way, let me know. But
Amy, I'd like to see you some at Villa Park.
I think I lost you then for a second. Could you repeat that, please, Chad?
I'd like to see you at Villa Park.
Are you a season ticket holder?
Yeah, so I've not been to you.
Oh, yeah? Well, we should meet up before a game, maybe, if you fancy.
Yeah. It sounds good, yeah.
I typically go to games on my own, so any chance to go and meet up with people, it's always nice beforehand or after.
Yeah. So, I'm going towards the end of the podcast. So, what's it made you do vlogs on TikTok?
Do you know, actually, I love creating on social media. I do quite a lot on social media anyway. I'm a bit of a traveler, done a lot of backpacking, and I create vlogs of all sorts of things and lots of girly things, not very football. And I went to Ajax away in the Europa. I've gone to like virtually every game since I was 3 years old, like big Villa fan.
Oh, wow.
And I just created a vlog, and I'm not sure if viral's the word, but this one reached 40,000. I think it probably helped that I was a girl as well. It's a bit different. Maybe that might have helped. Because I do get the odd strange comment, but we won't go into that. And all of a sudden, my friend who's in social media, she was like, this is a niche. This is your passion. Why don't you just have a platform just solely for Villa? And I started off, I called it Amy Loves the Villa, which gives me the ick a little bit now. Just thinking but I was like posting, and again, it just quite quickly took off, and I've had all sorts of really cool opportunities from it. And now, I don't know, like, look at me. This is me on a Monday afternoon. I'm really like loving talking about my club.
Amy, I thought your videos very entertaining.
They're a mixed bag. Like, I don't know if you've seen my keep the money flipping trend. I don't know if you've seen that when we win a game. That is so random, but like there's no sort of set theme on it. It's just it's going to be Villa talk, maybe random football chat. But thank you. I really appreciate that.
TikTok is a big thing, obviously. Just it's straight to the point as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's good as well. Like it's very in the moment and the emotions straight after the game or during the game. So you get the authentic sort of reaction, which is great. No, it's really, I looked at your profile before and some really good things there. So just keep it going because, it's always good to have different perspectives from different fans and everyone's got their own opinion. So it's certainly interesting and it's very fun.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. I really do.
So, Amy, you live in London. So, what do you support Aston Villa?
I am a Brummie. I'm from Birmingham. I moved to London almost 2 years ago. And I did that for like work opportunities. I went traveling in South America for a while and I came back to Birmingham. This is personal in my life, but all my friends were in long-term relationships and like, I was just like, what do I do here? So I just moved to London on a whim because I had a lot of friends in London. And I got sucked into the lifestyle, but it just means that I have to go back to Birmingham for the Villa games. But it's good because I can see friends.
Whereabouts in Birmingham were you from?
Originally, B11 Hisley, because I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, your accent, like probably Solihull or like on the outskirts." Originally, B11. We did move quite south to Whittle, if you know it, which is on the outskirts. To be fair, near like if you've got King's Heath, Maypole, Whittle, basically. Right, okay. So it's just going further south. But yeah, grew up in Birmingham my whole life. What about you guys? You both Brummies?
Yeah. I was born in Birmingham. Yeah. And I live in Tamworth now.
No, it's still not that far away, I suppose.
No, not too far away, really. No, not far from the Villa Park.
You've got the Snow Dome as well?
Yeah. Yes.
That's all I know about Tamworth, the Snow Dome.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the last question. So, Aaron, what are you expecting from the Bournemouth game?
The Bournemouth game.
Yeah, just a little bit of your thoughts.
The Bournemouth, a tough game, but hopefully if we rest a few players, and then I know that was the idea against Go Ahead Eagles, to rest some players, and then we ended up throwing them on because we were losing the game. So if we can rest some players and just sort of kill the game off early, I think we'll beat Bournemouth. I'm always confident at home. I think Unai sets up for these big games fairly well. It's going to be tough, but I do think we'll beat them. So
And also, it's going to be. It's going to be the battle of the two Basque managers.
Yeah.
Big and Mora on Iriana.
Good manager, very good manager. And Bournemouth, considering they lost like 3 key players, maybe 4 key players over the summer, they're doing so well, and that's down to the manager and the recruitment. So I think we'll win. I would love a win, but I wouldn't be shocked if we draw. And that's not being negative. I just I do
submit, yeah.
Credit.
Would you take a draw? Would you? How would you feel if we?
I don't want. No. I want to win. Like
we need to win. We need to win. Yeah.
I wouldn't be like surprised. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, we drew to Bournemouth. But like, no, I want to win. And I expect.
What was it last season? Yes. For the part, they got a last-minute equaliser.
Yeah. What's that? The Brazilian striker.
Nielsen. That's it. Evan Nielsen. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good team, great manager. Like you said, they have lost key players, but still managed to perform. I expect to win as well. Like I said, I think if we had a shock defeat to the Tel Aviv team on Thursday, that could really knock our confidence and then have a knock-on effect. But I'm really going into that. I don't know why that's a concern in my head, but it would just be very on brand for us. I expect to win, but yeah, I think I'd be shocked if we lost against Bournemouth at home because it's our fortress now. So
yeah,
we'll have to wait and see. But we need it really. I mean, now it's so weird that we're at the bottom, and I was like, are we going to be in a relegation battle this year? A month ago, and now I'm like, I want to be in the top 4. Like, it's just so.
It's a long season, yeah. The teams that are there now, like your Sunderlands and stuff, like they're not going to be there. They'll slowly drop off, yeah. And I think we'll,
it'll change, and also Arsenal have started to spend money. I don't know if it's the last of the work, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, thank you. I thank you, Amy, joining me and Aaron.
No, thank you so much for having me. Like I said, very inspirational. I love what you're doing, Chad. Honestly, it was great to connect with you as well. Aaron, I'll be sure to be watching more of your stuff. But yeah, always fun to talk about the Villa. Hopefully I'll be on again in the future.
Well, yeah, definitely. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Thank you both of you.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks, Amy. Pleasure. Up the Villa, guys.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to make sure to subscribe. Make sure to smash the like button. Give it a share on all your socials. If you're listening to the audio, leave us a good review. That always helps. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to wrap up this episode with Villa forever as always, and up the Villa.